Hey everybody, Coach Mark here at Evolve Training Center with another theme of the month. This theme of the month, I'm going through the art of the heavy bag. Okay, kind of getting to be a lost art, especially when people are doing like more pad work these days. You know, you're watching social media and you're seeing the pad work and the really slick things that they're doing on the pads. I want to make sure that you guys have a basic foundational principle in your academy working the heavy bag. The heavy bag is very beneficial because it's self-motivated and you don't get an outside stimuli that kind of might impede in your progress or your technique. So when you guys are using the heavy bag, that's one of the things you want to think about is self-motivation, and two, you're not being stimulated by a partner or a pad holder. So in your brain, you can slow things down to work the technique, or you can speed it up to get a good workout. And today I'm going to show you guys both. All right. So when you reach your heavy bag, a lot of people are like, okay, what should I do? Coach, what should I do on the heavy bag? If you have 1 or 2 techniques, 3, that's what you work on. And then obviously you'll have a few more and you let your brain and your body kind of go into it. So the art of the heavy bag is just that. You start with your basic, your foundational stance and your distance. What I'm going to do is I want to warm up. I'm not just going to start smashing into the bag. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my basic principles. I'm going to start from the outside and work my way in. So now I'm going to just kind of work around. There's nothing wrong with a heavy bag and not doing anything at all. That's what's the beauty of the heavy bag. I can work things in my own brain that I want to work on. So right now I haven't even struck the heavy bag. But what I'm doing is I'm getting a good sense of my distance. That's what I'm getting to read in my brain. Can I see how long it takes for me to get to the bag? How long my leg is to the bag? Am I in the right spot? Am I too close? Am I too far? And that's what I'm trying to get to read. So again, I'm moving around. Some of us have more of a bounce. Some of us have more of a very stagnant stance, shift. And then I'm gonna start my striking. So here we go. Of course I start with my teeps. I start with my my low cost teeps and my teep fakes. And with that heavy bag there, as you can see, I can move with it. Now you can start to see what I call the dynamic take place. Just because I have a move in my head and I'm practicing that move, it's gonna change. Why? My breathing's gonna come up. I'm gonna get warmed up. My bag's gonna move. I have to adjust with the bag. So a lot more than you think is going on with the heavy bag. Another dynamic of the heavy bag is how heavy is your bag? Is it a big heavy one? Is it a light one? Does it move a lot? Does it move very little? Another read in your brain that you're trying to pick up. So a lot of data collection, more than you guys think. That's the art. So moving around. I'm gonna just kind of probe my bag. Maybe I'm gonna kind of push my bag. Stay relaxed. Push my bag. Now I gotta move in. I'm gonna start to now strike a little bit more of my circular moves. So now I'm a little closer. I'm gonna start my round kicks. Because I have that, my punches are getting into more range. Right? So I can start to punch a little bit more. Okay. Then as an example, I'm moving in. You can see my teeps are gone. My teeps are no longer sort of valid in this position. And in my brain, I'm saying, this is where I don't want to teep. I mean, if I had to, I'd have to force it a little bit, or it would have to be one of those. But I know that bag is going to be coming at me, even a 150-pound bag coming at me with a little bit of force is going to knock me back. Reads. I'm getting reads. So as you can see here now, my teep is jammed up. If I'm going to round kick, I'll probably round kick low. If I have enough flexibility, I might go high, but I'm getting closer. So now, when my opponent and I are this close, I'm in the impact zone. You probably saw that video before. I'm going to start picking it up. And because I have my punches, I have my elbows handy. And because I have my elbows handy, I have my knees handy. My knees are now handy. Teep and round kick, getting a little bit more, kind of taking a back seat. So boom, I have my knees and elbows. I'm not gonna force anything long range right now until I decide I wanna move back. So you can see there's a lot of art in a heavy bag that you yourself can start to work and think on your own. You don't have to have a set combination. Just understand the art. The bag is gonna move with you. It's gonna move away. I wanna move away from my bag, or I wanna get closer. So I'm flowing with my bag. Flow. All right, so a couple ways to work the heavy bag. Number one, I'm gonna show you this one first. Your heavy bag flow. When you're flowing, you're kind of just chaining movements together, having fun with it. Letting yourself kind of discover which moves fit into the next with the same reads that you guys picked up as I was explaining. How close am I? How far am I? What's the bag doing? Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I back up? So the flow is just kind of, you see it in boxing first. I'll show it with the hands. When you're flowing, of course your opponent is not gonna let you do this all day to them. But what you're doing is, you're just kind of picking your target, putting your gloves on target. In Muay Thai, we have more shots that we can add. But notice, I'm still talking to you. I'm not working at a pace that is too heavy. I'm just kind of flowing. I'm letting my athleticism take over sometimes. I'm dancing with that bag. If I want to rest, I'm not going to hit my bag so much, but I am moving and flowing with the bag. Move, move. Okay, I want to move in again. I want to start moving in. I want to get it. I want to work my kick. Yeah. Come back. Disrupt. Kick again. Disrupt again. Other side. Come back. So flows. You kind of just go with the flow. Let your body go. Work on some athletic things, but let it ride. Discover movement as you guys are working the heavy bag. That way you're not so taxed. You don't want to get taxed too much as you're flowing. Okay, technique 2. All you got to do is you're going to hit less than when you're flowing. When you're flowing, your volumes and your frequencies are a little higher. When you're doing this technique, when you're working power, you're picking 1 to 2 shots. You're slowing the frequency down, but you are picking up the power. And you've seen that on the pads when you're just working single techniques, maybe a couple in a row, but not too many. And in that sense there, you're working a little bit more technique. You have to put more technique because you're doing less stuff. So like if you're going to kick, you're not just going to lazily kick. You're going to see what a step buys you. Maybe a step, a swing. Then you got to come back. Step, come back. Maybe I want to throw a hard cross. I can't throw a lot of those, obviously. It takes too much energy. But you want to see if you're on target, on target, on target. Notice in my breathing, it takes a lot more. So your power combinations, or not even combinations, just kind of shoot for target. 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 You notice my frequencies are lower, my power's coming up, and I'm making sure that I can sustain that. In my head, I'm reading if I can see if I could sustain that type of action. So the art of the heavy bag, you're getting a lot of dynamic, a lot more than most people think. You don't need your pad man every single day. Get back on the bag, get into your own brain, develop your own swag, and discover your own movement. Art of the heavy bag.